There was nothing marked classified on my emails, either sent or received.
110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
It had numerous safeguards. It was on property guarded by the Secret Service.
Who was protecting that information? Who was protecting that server?
Well, not much. There was a number of different people who were assigned as administrators of the server.
There were no security breaches.
We do assess that hostile actors gained access to the private commercial email accounts of people with whom Secretary Clinton was in regular contact from her personal account. We also assess that Secretary Clinton's use of a personal email domain was both known by a large number of people and readily apparent.
We deciphered more than 1 million of your messages. If there had been a war, we would have won it. Still another source reports rapid expansion of KGB office space and facilities in Moscow during 1972 through 1982. We believe the expansion was directly connected to the need to handle large amounts of intercept intelligence made readable by the Walker Ring. Today, what the Soviets reaped from their bonanza is still impacting naval operations and planning. What did they learn?
8 of those chains contained information that was top secret at the time they were sent. 36 of those chains contained secret information at the time, and 8 contained confidential information at the time. That's the lowest level of classification.
So it was a way of doing living for the KGB, basically for the top leadership of the KGB.
What was your job when you were sent here?
My job was to look for information which suggests about possible actions taken by American administration.
We also assess that Secretary Clinton's use of a personal email domain was both known by a large number of people and readily apparent.
Let me ask you about Socrates.
Okay.
Who was that?
Socrates was the chief of the department in the Office of Management and Budget in Carter administration.
Say that again.
He was the chief of department in the Office of Management and Budget in Carter administration.
There were no security breaches.
I want to come back to Socrates at some point, but there's some techniques that you talk about in the book that intelligence officers use, and I want to, before we run out of time, and we're not about to, we've got some time, I just want to ask you about some of these, because there was always a suspicion in this country that the KGB and the Soviets were creating an atmosphere in this country with, and as I read, you know, stimulating negative stories about what was going on in the world over the years. And you talk about something called active measures.
Yes.
What's an active measure, and how much of that was done over the years?
Well, active measure, according to the KGB terminology, this is intelligence operation. This is the spreading of rumors, of distorted information or misinformation designed to influence the public opinion and leadership in the West in a way favorable for the Soviet Union, but basically for the KGB.
Counsel's office. The indictment charges 13 Russian nationals and 3 Russian companies for committing federal crimes while seeking to interfere in the United States political system.
There was nothing marked classified on my emails. There was nothing marked classified on my emails. There was nothing marked classified on my emails.